everybody. I'm Vera Stewart and welcome to the VeryVera Show. I'm so thrilled tonight to have my special guest and friend, Suprina Henley. Suprina, thank you so much for joining me again.
Thank you for having me.
Tonight, and you know, she's become quite a regular, and people are talking about this. You know, I'll run into folks at the grocery store, and I'm sure you do all the time, and how do you enjoy food and stay so fit and trim and energetic? And needless to say, we both agree that it's what you eat.
It is what you eat.
It's a combination of good eating habits, good healthy habits, and exercise at the same time. So as you may recall, Suprina and I met in the gym when we both kind of connected, and she had this wonderful idea for our viewers to take some of my traditional recipes and make them a little bit more on the lighter side. So I think we've accomplished that,
we have.
Suprina, and as we wrap up getting ready for spring and summer, you know, everybody's wondering what we're going to look like in those bathing suits.
It's serious.
We'll have to let you know when we're going swimming. But we're going to do 3 really great recipes tonight, and you've got 2 and I've got 1. So why don't I start with you? Tell us what we're going to do.
Well, I have pasta.
Wait a minute. Pasta?
Pasta.
That's light?
That is light. I'm going to show you a way to take out the butter and the creams and make it a little bit more healthy.
Okay, well, let's see. You know, you haven't disappointed me yet. Okay, and then I think I read in the outline something about something creamy.
Creamy.
That was a drink.
A creamy pineapple crush.
Wow.
That also has 0 fat in it.
Man.
Creamy and 0 fat usually doesn't go together.
No.
But this is a good fit.
Description, and my mouth is watering here because summer foods are just so delicious, and the aromas are just already great. Then, you know, you've challenged me. You know, you've thrown me under the bus. I don't know how many times with the VeryVera cakes and how many calories there were in them. But you've made me think about lighter choices. And since people kind of refer to me, Suprina, as the cake lady, I think they think I have them in the trunk of my car. I'm doing a dessert tonight that looks like a cake, but it's not really cake.
Wait, so how can you have something that looks like a cake but not?
But it's not a cake. Well, you're going to surprise me and I'm going to surprise you. So I'm going to go first tonight. And what I've got in front of me is a watermelon. And believe it or not, in just a few minutes, it's going to be a cake. So first thing you've got to do, you want to do a seedless watermelon, and the rind on this is kind of hard. So you want to make sure that you've got a really sharp knife. So I'm going to get started on this, and what you want to do is we're going to cut off the end, and again, use a really sharp knife to do that because you want to get a good grip on it and make sure you're just making that one cut. So I'm going to cut a square off of this end, flip it around. I'm going to do the exact same thing again. Now I can put it up on the side, and I can start taking the rind little by little and getting it off. And what I want to do is try to have as much of the meat left as possible. So I've kind of got it all cleaned up now, ready to go. And let's look at what we got accomplished.
Wow.
So we have what is going to be the cake.
This is the cake.
That's the cake.
Wow.
So I'm going to have you take the paper towel out from under it. It was just kind of dripping some of the, and then you're going to take more paper towel and get it as dry as possible. Because the icing needs to adhere to the actual cake, so like the watermelon. Just press it out. And then while she's doing that, I've got some low fat, she's teaching me, whipped cream, and I'm going to add a little bit of lemon yogurt to that, just to kind of give it a little bit of pizzazz. And this is the icing. This is the icing. And you know, I always love to suggest the kid-friendly things. In fact, we may do this recipe at cooking camp this summer. We just think it's so fun. All right, that looks great. So now I'm going to have you zest a lemon that I'm going to use on the decorating part. And whether you want to use the longer spatula or the shorter, I kind of prefer this. But you're going to start on the sides, and you're basically just going to ice the whole watermelon. And you can do a thin layer and then come back and do a thicker layer. But you're just going to take this whipped cream and go all the way around. And just so I have enough time to get all this together, I went ahead and iced one. So let me grab it. And it's, you know, basically a tall, skinny cake.
Wow.
But we're gonna decorate this with some pieces of fresh berries. I've got blueberries, I've got almonds to kind of make it look like the seeds in the cake. So a wonderful, you know, walking by the buffet, you don't see that.
No, you don't.
So come back with us after the break because we're going to get started on that wonderful pasta with the 2 squashes, right?
2 squashes, yeah.
So come back with us in just a few minutes. Welcome back, and as you can see, it's getting hot in here. We were waiting for that, right,
Yes.
Suprina? Y'all, I have the best time when you're on the show with
Well,
me.
thank you, I do too.
There's a lot of energy in this little section of the kitchen right now. But while we were away during the break, I was able to finish the watermelon cake. And the bigger one, the one that we got started that you patted all down for me, is really attractive with the strawberries around the bottom, and you zested that lemon, and I kind of put that on the top, and a little bit of blueberries. I love that cake pedestal that I used. But then the one that I did yesterday and I decorated, I thought, well, you know, the 4th of July is always, you know, the time of the year in the middle of the summer that's just, you know, just cool and comfortable summer things. So it's going to be so attractive when we cut it at the end. But you were busy during the break as well.
Oh yeah, well, you know, I started on this pasta dish, and I started boiling the pasta.
Okay.
And we use a corn pasta, so those people that may have a gluten intolerance, this is going to be helpful for them.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so we started with that. And so what you're going to do, I'm going to have you do is add zucchini.
Okay.
So this is 2 medium-sized zucchinis and 1 yellow squash, and you can do whatever you choose. You can do 2
More
yellow
of
squashes,
one.
whatever you like. And while you're doing that, I'm going to start on the pesto.
Okay, now let me just, the reason we're doing this is just to blanch the squash just a little bit in the last minute or so that the pasta's cooking.
And then you're going to just drain that and rinse it off.
Okay.
So I'm starting with my pesto sauce. I'm starting with 1/4 cup of water. You always start with your liquid. And Vera, let me tell you, I'm getting a chance to use my Vitamix on the show again, and I am thrilled.
I know.
I am thrilled.
I'm telling you, that thing is amazing.
So this are basil leaves, and the basil leaves, they're kind of strong, so a little bit of basil goes a long way.
Right.
But I'm going to use 3. But what you can do, if a recipe calls for basil leaves and that's a little strong for it, you can just halfen it with spinach, green spinach. That'll be good, okay?
Okay, you just need the bulk.
You need the bulk.
Okay.
And this is 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is 1 cup of parsley. And while I'm thinking about that, you know, I had to add a lemon to this. And so I know that my mom showed me a way to squeeze a lemon in.
That's
How
right.
do you do?
You're just wanting me to.
I want to show the
biceps. I was
biceps.
talking about your muscles last time. I thought, you know what? I've got muscles too.
Show those biceps, Vera. Let me see what you got.
Okay, but earlier she said we're going to put this whole lemon in there, and I looked at you and I said we're putting this whole lemon in the Vitamix.
The Vitamixer can do it.
But you want me to cut it and
squeeze it in it. We're going to use the recipe calls for 1/2 a lemon, but I use the whole lemon. It just really brings out the flavor more.
All righty.
Okay. All right.
My little granddaughter says like that, so all righty.
All right.
Perfect.
And usually when you have basil leaves, you use pine nuts, but I'm using walnuts this time.
All right, I'm gonna dump this pasta and rinse it.
All right, and so I'm gonna get the Vitamixer going. And all you want to do is kind of get this to a nice consistency, till it's evenly distributed.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so pretty. And when you don't cook those vegetables to death, they just retain the color so well.
All right, so that's done. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take our pasta and we're going to transfer it over to this bowl. So let me give you some room here to work. This is a very simple and easy recipe for the whole family to get involved.
Oh, love that.
And now all we're gonna do is start adding. So we're gonna add 2 scallions of green onions.
Can I stir?
Sure, go right ahead.
That's my favorite part.
This is sun-dried tomatoes, and this is with the oil, so you can choose to buy them with or without the oil.
Okay, does it matter to the nutrition?
It does, because that's gonna add a little bit of fat to it,
Okay.
But I like to have that because it just kind of helps the things blend together a little bit better.
Yeah, it's gonna make this pasta not all be so sticky.
Right, and so here is half of a red pepper.
And I showed everybody, I wanna talk about cutting that pepper, and a red pepper is actually a lot easier than the green, but you just cut the cap off and then you can pinch those little membranes in the inside. That seed part just pops right out, then you can cut your strips.
Okay.
All right.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Okay, so now we're gonna add the pesto to it. So I'm gonna just dump this out.
Oh, I love it.
And
gosh, and it smells,
Smell
I can
it?
smell
You smell the
that
basil?
basil. You know, summer salads are perfect, and a lot of times, you know, I know lots of folks just leave the meat off and do all the wonderful vegetables this time of the year, and some of you may be growing squash and all.
home garden, yeah.
All righty.
And so you can add some red pepper to your liking. I like red pepper. Do you like red pepper? Okay.
I do.
Okay. And we're gonna add a little bit of salt. And this is to your taste, so you can add as much or as little as you like.
Okay, well, we're gonna wrap this up and get this finished and stirred up and ready. And when we come back from the break, we're gonna be doing that creamy pineapple crush. So come back with us in just a few minutes. Have you ever found yourself cleaning and you've got your cleaning spray or some of your chemicals out with a can that might have been around for long enough to have created a rust ring on the bottom? The next thing you know, you're sitting it somewhere and now you've got rust on that. So I've got a remedy for that, which uses things that you already have in your kitchen. You're gonna take a tablespoon of lemon juice and you're gonna add enough salt to it just to create a paste. And this is going to work really well to get the rust off of that can or off of whatever you sat that down on by the stove. So just take a little bit of that paste. I'm just going to put it right there on the bottom of this can. Then you're going to take a clean white towel so you know it's working, and you're just going to rub it until that rust starts coming right off, and you won't be doing that again. So just remember, these are tips that you can put into place with things you already have in your kitchen. Welcome back, and Suprina, I think we've done it again already. We've got great recipes. We're showing folks that you can eat very well and still pay attention to nutrition and health related issues regarding your diet. And you know, we want to get a beverage in here.
Oh yeah.
And so you've got a creamy pineapple crush.
Which is going to look more like a ice cream.
Okay.
Okay, when we finish with it, so it's very thick. But the one important factor in this recipe is having frozen pineapple. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those out of the freezer.
Okay, so she's got frozen pineapple that she already pre-prepared. And for those of you that are, you know, getting in the habit of walking in Fresh Market, because we do it too, and they already have it already cut up for you. They've always got all kinds of fruit cut up. But if you want to cut a fresh pineapple, it's very easy to do, and I'm going to demonstrate that. You want to take the bottom and just cut it off so it'll stand up straight.
Okay.
And then you're going to hold on to that top and just take your knife and go all the way down, all the way around it, trying to get as close to the meat of the pineapple as possible. And then take a smaller knife and kind of edge away what you missed with the larger knife. And then turn it over and cut the top off. And then you've got a core that goes right down the center that's hard, that's not meaty. So you're just going to take the knife and make 4 cuts to get that core out. And basically that's what you did there.
Right.
Perfect.
So this is about 2 cups of pineapple. So I'm going to have to let it drop a little bit because it's frozen. And so I'm adding non-dairy milk. This is almond milk, unsweetened.
Oh, wow.
This is about 2 cups. And, you always,
and that almond flavor comes out in that too, right?
Does.
That's perfect with the pineapple.
And so what I'm going to do, again, I get to use my Vitamix.
She loves the Vitamix.
It's something about the Vitamix. Okay, so I'm going to get this going. And I may have to use my little paddle here to kind of get things going a little bit. It looks more serious than
that thing is powerful.
It is.
You know, and she mentioned before that on something like this, you know, you've really got to incorporate the use of it into your weekly routine to, you know, make the investment worthwhile.
It takes a second for it to catch.
Okay. You know, pineapple is one of those fruits too that it's kind of hard to tell if you've got a good ripe one or not. So I always love to take the bottom of it and just kind of mash it with my thumb, and if you get that aroma up, it really works well.
I'm going to shake this to kind of get it to settle down. So what we're trying to do is get the pineapple to reach to the bottom where the blades are so it can actually mix it.
Okay.
So one of the things that we can add to it, go ahead and add the agave nectar to it.
Okay.
Because I think because it's frozen, it may have.
And what is that again?
This is agave nectar. This is
Okay.
a natural sweetener here. So this, it is very sweet, but it doesn't impact the blood glucose levels quite the same as what sugar does. Okay, so Vera, everything is finally mixed together. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off.
Oh, great.
All right.
It definitely looks creamy.
Okay. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and take our glasses here. And I'm going to spoon out some of this.
Gosh, it is almost like ice cream.
It's like ice cream.
Oh, that looks so good.
The other one.
And I love pineapple.
Love pineapple?
When I was a little girl, we used to actually freeze the pineapple juice in the can and make a popsicle out of it. So maybe this will take me back to my childhood. Okay, now what have you got in these 2 little bowls?
Well, that's coconut. So this is, that's optional.
Okay, and this is cocoa?
That's cocoa and that's coconut, yes, and that gives it a little bit of a different twist to it. So
well, I'm going to put a little bit of coconut on mine.
Try it on that one.
All righty. So we are going to wrap this part up, and we're going to be getting ready for our little summer get-together. So come back with us in just a few minutes, and we're going to taste everything we've made today.
Okay.
Alrighty, we've had a great time, and oh my goodness, this doesn't look like a nutrition nightmare to me. It looks like a delight. Oh, it's just wonderful. And so we've got everything laid out, and we're going to go over the nutrition, but I want to certainly shout out to Karen Ann, who's one of our viewers that actually sent me this recipe for the watermelon cake.
Thank you, Karen Ann.
And I have been waiting for the perfect time to use it, so this is great. So let's talk about the difference between maybe a Paula Deen fruit tart versus...
Well, I think you kind of went leaps and bounds here. Usually your fruit tart is going to have some type of buttery crust. Well, you kind of eliminated all that. And when you're looking at a fruit tart, the total calories per serving is usually going to be around 512. Yours come in at a whopping 113.
Woohoo!
So you
and
did
it's
very
so
well.
good. And doesn't it look like a slice of cake?
It looks like a slice of cake. You did very well, Vera.
Okay, well I can't wait for you to try it.
Okay.
All right, what have we got next?
All right, so we'll start with the pineapple crush. And so we mixed it, you know, we drizzled it with a little coconut. Now, compared to the traditional pineapple ice cream, this beats it all, okay? So a serving of this for pineapple ice cream is about 660 calories.
Yikes!
Yikes, yikes, yikes. And so the viewers on the screen will be able to see the comparison in that. So I'm gonna let you taste that, but then this comes in at 350 calories per serving. What do you think?
Oh man. Somebody said this might be good with rum in it. What?
Little bird told
promise.
You like that?
I love it.
Okay, it's great.
That is delicious.
Okay, and so you do have sugar here, but it's coming from fruit, and this is fresh fruit.
Oh, wow.
So great way to add fruits to your diet. Well, and then now to the pasta.
Okay.
Okay, so usually when you're thinking of pasta, you don't think it could or could not be healthy, but I avoided this and made this a little bit
oh, I can't wait to taste this.
calorie conscious by not having the butters and the cream, so your typical Alfredo sauce. So when the viewers look at the screen, they'll be able to see the comparison between this pasta and the pesto versus an Alfredo sauce. You're missing the butter, so you're missing a lot of fat.
And
So
not only that, all the ingredients show up so well because it's not covered in a cream sauce.
Absolutely.
Well, I certainly think that the viewers are going to want to try these recipes. As always, they're on our website at NBC26.tv, The VeryVera Show. I want you to be sure to pull these up. And Suprina, I want to thank you so much for all of your visits during our season 3. We've had the best time. We've learned quite a bit. I love to introduce new things, and you've certainly helped me do that. I want you all to think about these types of things for all your summer events, entertaining outside, the use of equipment that maybe you've not used before. But you know, we've got enough time for you to sample some of this. You've got to try some of your own wares.
Let me try your cake.
Oh, well, that's a great idea. That's a wonderful idea. We are getting ready for our summer camp series. I'm actually planning to use some of these because, you know, one of the initiatives right now with children is thinking about health conscious things. So that's going to be real important. The Fresh Market is always so wonderful in helping us with promoting certain things that we have going on with children. So I want to do a shout out to them. So Suprina, thank you again for your expertise. If you want to get in touch with her, it's SuprinaHenley.com. She can help you with your fitness. She can help you coach you through your nutrition, and she can help you as just being a good friend, which she has been to me.
Oh,
so remember, no matter what you do, do it in good taste, and we have done it in great taste tonight. So come back and join us again next Saturday for another episode of The VeryVera Show.
This is good.
Isn't it good?